Alright, so after a decade-long wait, we're going a little more radio gaga. Now that phase 3 of the FM radio e-auctions are done, 97 frequencies are sold of a possible 135, we're asking the question, what does it really mean for an industry that has remained pretty much stagnant for the last 10 years? In August, here on the show, we had spoken about how these bids seemed too high. But now, as the dust settles, can we expect advertisers to retune their frequencies as such? This story tells you just that.
The recently concluded Phase 3 FM auctions saw their fair share of excitement with high bids and controversies galore. But it seems to have been worth it for radio operators who have expanded into new markets across the country and are looking at entering a phase of growth. In fact, for players like Big FM, which have already started making inroads into regional markets, additional frequencies have opened up opportunities here.
These auctions have actually added a lot of strength to our network. There were some mini metros that we wanted as a part of our bouquet. Now have 59 stations, the only network to have such a large spread of stations and cities across the country, including 4 of the Northeast. So we bring a length and breadth of the country. We bring the ability to talk to advertisers in almost every single part of the country. We were very big in Punjab and the North already. We were now strengthens our presence in the West with Maharashtra and in the Central India region, in the Hindustan region with UP Bihar. It's very early, once the stations get rolled out, the advertisers will start to consume advertising in these regions, but they are extremely excited to use radio in some of these cities.
Experts believe that for many of the key players who added significantly to their networks in the Phase 3 auctions, growth is on the cards given that they can now offer a much larger bouquet of channels to advertisers across geographies and markets, making the medium as a whole much more attractive.
Okay, so I think the biggest gains that the radio industry will see from the first part of Phase 3 auctions is the fact that now there is a lot more inventory in a lot more cities available for advertisers. Today, the scenario is such that any campaign is led by print and radio becomes a good follow-up medium in a few cities. Now you can actually expect to see a larger part of the media budget moving towards radio, not only for launch but also as a good reminder medium and follow-up medium. I expect that the industry will grow by about 20 to 25% within 1 year of the operationalization of all the new stations. This growth will be on the back of 2 or 3 factors. Most importantly, there's going to be a rate hike that's required. The industry has been living on volume growth, but now with the way that the bids have happened in Phase 3, there is definitely a need for some kind of rate hike, and the industry is going to have to work together to make that rate hike happen. The second factor supporting the volume growth, of course, is going to be the increase in volume, and that's how revenues will grow as well. And finally, I think overall the ability to package larger bouquets of stations will add a lot of value to advertiser, and that will also see an increased shift in revenues from other media to radio, or just a growth of revenues for radio as a medium.
But the auctions have also faced criticism for some of the very high bids, like Delhi's winning bid of above 169 crores, the 2 frequencies of Mumbai that went for 122 crores, and Bangalore's single frequency that went for 109 crores. Also, while Phase 2 did not permit any radio operator to have a second frequency, Phase 3 permits operators to own up to 40% of channels in a city. For smaller regional players, this has been a boon, allowing them to establish a pan-India presence while strengthening core markets.
The 2 biggest gains I would say that we have gained is this. We have strengthened our network in the state of Rajasthan, in Gujarat, in I would say Punjab, Haryana. These are some of the places where we have strengthened further, and we have also added new geographies. So Maharashtra, which earlier we had only 1 station of Nagpur, now we have strengthened to 9 more stations, so a total of 10. So this is what the total gain is. So we have strengthened the current geographies, and we have further consolidated and added new geographies in the places there where we want it to be.
But while radio networks celebrate their new additions, they are gearing up to attract a greater chunk of advertising budgets than the meager 3% they have been getting until now.
We've done two things in these auctions. One is we focused on expanding the footprint of the core Radio Mirchi brand. But more importantly, we have added a whole bunch of what we call second frequencies. And in all the major markets now, we have two frequencies to offer. First, we must be able to extend the promise of brand Mirchi to many more cities, which is 11 cities, and the advertiser will benefit from the much superior programming and marketing that we do, and therefore increase the listenership base that we offer to advertisers. With the second frequencies, I think we will be catering to a different set of listeners, and with that we will be able to expand the radio market, and I think that will be very useful to the advertisers, because that means the overall reach of radio will possibly increase, and I think that will be very good for the medium as well as for the advertiser.
In addition, the increased competition will mean going ahead, the final word in this will come from the advertisers, who already have a plethora of media to choose from.
So with more channel coming in, like 96, 97 new channels coming in, competition will definitely go up. What we believe is content will definitely become better. So it is good for us, because as a marketer you get an opportunity to target a particular segment of customer. If it is matching with your TG, that definitely works for you. If your target segment is local, if you want to do some city specific programming, radio is probably the best opportunity which gives you one-to-one connect with your audiences.